Oh, it didn't say anything about recording. Did you hear anything about recording? Yes, recording. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim यत्कृपातधं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्याईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्णा कलावती राधिका माता जी।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
माता जी, you are not going for Rath Yatra?
No, Prabhu, I didn't go. Rukmini
Yeah.
has some classes, so I have to take her.
Yeah, I also didn't go. I had full plan to go, but then last night I was there until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then this morning I had to go for Mangala Aarti. So, and then tomorrow again Mangala Aarti and Bhagavad class and then Sunday feast. And
Yeah.
Prabhu is going to drop uh, Nutma Prabhu in Kansas City.
Yes, tomorrow.
So he
Yeah.
asked me if I feel good, I can go. If I not, then I should take rest. So I decided that I should not go. Yeah, I have to little bit make sure that I am not stressing myself too much.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu told me that you're not doing it.
Yeah, I have to little bit be careful with my health. Hare Krishna, thank you, joining
Yeah, thank you.
Mataji.
Yeah.
I see Manohar Prabhu also connecting. Hare Krishna, so we are in 10th chapter, Opulence of the Absolute. And in this chapter, Krishna is going to talk about his different vibhutis. And what are the vibhutis? Anything, anything that is biggest, anything that is most beautiful, anything that is most attractive in each category, Krishna will say that that's his vibhuti. So first 7 verses we have gone through, and we have to, in the series of verses that we just went through, the essence of that verse was how to know Krishna as source of everything. Krishna is not easy to know. And then, well, right after that, there are Chatusloki verse. Chatusloki verse also help us understand that through bhakti, one can know Krishna. Bhaktyamam abhijanati, Krishna says. So by devotional service, we'll know Krishna. And then after hearing these 4 series of verses, which we call Chatusloki verse, from here onward, Arjun is going to accept the supreme position of the Supreme Lord. And then he will request, my dear Lord, now you and I are talking face to face. You are telling me what it is not. But how others will know this? So I would like to know about your opulences. Please show me some of your opulences. So in this chapter, Krishna will just tell him what are his opulences. And then after that, Arjun will say, okay, so you told me about this. Now I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see how you look with these opulences. Then in 11th chapter, Krishna is going to show his universal form, where now he will show everything that we are going to see here, plus more. So that's how uh, the chapter flows. So 10th and 11th chapter is very well connected, and As we will finish 10th chapter, Krishna will, uh, Arjun will make requests to Krishna, saying, "My dear Lord," or requesting, "My dear Lord, now you have talked about it. I would like to see it." So we started studying Chatusloki verse, and there are four verses: 8, 9, 10, 11. These verses are Chatusloki verse. And also we discussed that essence of Vedic teaching. All the teaching that are presented in Vedic Shastra can be divided into three categories. The first one is Sambandha. Either it talks about Sambandha, how to develop relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, or how we are related to Supreme Lord. So that's Sambandha Gyan. And then there are series of information or series of instructions that we get in Shastra that talks about process, abhidheya. What is the process? How we can work in that relationship. And then the third one is prayojan. What is the result? What is the result by engaging in bhakti process? Abhidheya means process. When we have a sambandha established, what result do we get? So these four series of verses, this four set of verses will present all of these three elements. Sambandha, avidya. Sambandh is the, if you really say sambandha, o and a is same thing. So Shambandh, avidya and prayojan. If you talk in Sanskrit, if you really pronounce the word in Sanskrit. So these are three topics which are going to be covered through these verses. So verse number 8, Krishna says that he is source of everything. So that establishes our relationship. Mamayansa Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. This whole Jiva Bhut Sanatan, this whole entire uh, living beings, they are my part and parcel. So Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matah Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhav Shamanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me and operates due to me. Those who know this engage in my devotional service. Such wise people lovingly worship with their heart, with love and devotion. So Sambandha is established. And then how do they act? Machita madgata prana bodhyantah parasparam katyantasya mam nitya tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Machita. They are always thinking about me. So they are absorbed in their mind, thinking about Krishna. Madgata prana. And their life, prana means their life, right? They are, so translation is given here that they are fully living by engaged in devotional service, bodhyanta, prosperum with each other. What they are doing? Bodhyanta, they are enlightening. They come together and they enlighten each other. Kathyantasya mam nityam. How they enlighten? By talking about my eternal pastime. Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha. And by doing that, they receive great pleasure. It's a process of, in a very consolidated way, in a very concentrated form, the Abhidhya is presented. Now, this can be unfolded, and when it gets unfolded, then Rupa Goswami will teach us the different anga, different limbs of bhakti, which we are going to study in Nectar of Devotion. So, this is a very, very uh, concentrated form of Abhidhya, very, very consolidated form of processes that one has to engage. And then we'll start hearing about result. So what we are doing is that with these verses, we are studying the purport. So we'll do that today too, but let's go through these verses. So verse number 10, Krishna is saying, to these persons who know their relationship and they are very wisely with their heartful feeling, they are engaged in devotional service by always thinking, always engaging in devotional service, enlightening each other, talking about Krishna's pastime. What happened to those people? Tesham satatam yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam tena mam upyanti te. To those who are constantly engaged in serving me with love and devotion, I give them the necessary understanding by which they can come to me. Very powerful statement. So full guarantee. Krishna is taking complete guarantee. He's giving complete guarantee here that one who are constant engaged in my devotional service with love and devotion, I give them Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. I give them the necessary understanding. I give them the Buddhi, Ena or Jena, Mamupyantite. By that Buddhi, they will come to me. And then how I favor my devotee, Tesham, again this Tesham, Evanukampartham, Aham Agyana Jam Tamaha, Nashyami Atma Bhav Sthito, Gyan Dipena Bhashvate. Bhaskar Prabhu name is coming here. Bhaswata. So, Tesham Evanukampartham. We talked about that. That Anukampa is basically uh, mercy. Eva, certainly. If you go word by word, Tesam Eva Anukampartham means certainly I do mercy. And by mercy, Aham Agyan Jam Tamaha Nashyami Atma Bhava. Whatever ignorance, whatever attachment they have, whatever darkness, the darkness, when we say darkness, the darkness can be again unfold in multiple way. There are multiple way we have darkness. Attachment is darkness. Bhay, fear is darkness. Anger is darkness. False ego is darkness. Thinking I am men and women is darkness. Having the propensity to enjoy this material world is darkness. Not having faith in Krishna is darkness. So, so there are multiple darkness that can be within the heart of a person. But Krishna says, but as a lamp of knowledge, as a lamp of knowledge, tamsoma jyotirgamya. Wherever there is light, there is no darkness. So tamsoma jyotirgamya. I gyan dipena bhashvata. As a lamp of knowledge, I bhashvata, bhashvata, completely destroy, burn it, completely, annihilate it. So now, if somebody will ask why devotee who are engaged in devotional service, they are always engaged. People will be surprised, to find out, and oh, why you can do the same thing again and again. So Krishna, through these verses, have very clearly mentioned that when they have their consciousness awakened, and who does that? Krishna helps. Krishna helps to get that form faith in bhakti. And then with that faith, realization comes, and that even enhance our existing faith. And slowly, we are formally, very sincerely, seriously engaged in devotional service. So what I would like to do again, last Saturday, sorry, we read the purport uh, by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur for verse 8 and 9, I believe. Is that right, Pina Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So today we are going to read 10 and 11. And if you pay attention, you will hear a lot, you will learn a lot. by just going through the commentary that is given to us by Vishwanath, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad. So let's share the screen and read the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So I'm going to share the screen, and one of you who are brave, please do not hesitate. Let's read this and then we'll talk about it. So whoever would like to read, you can start reading from the verse or from translation, however you like, but please read. Thank you. Are you seeing the
I'll read
screen?
it.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Tesam yuktam. Wait, just 1 second. I'll leave this one. 1 second, Prabhuji.
No
My
problem. No.
Tesam Tesam satatam yuktanam vajatam
Satam.
priti purvakam tada dadami buddhim yogam tam yen mam upayanti te. Verse 10. I appear within the heart of those who constantly desire to be with me and worship me with great love. By this appearance in their heart, they attain my direct association. It is understood that the joy of devotee described in the previous verse is spiritual bliss beyond the modes. But by which method do the devotee gain direct contact with you? Who gives them the method of realizing you? Anticipating such a question, the Lord speaks this verse. I give buddhi yoga, bhakti, to those who are constantly desirous of association with me, satata yuktanam. This means that the Lord alone causes buddhi yoga, bhakti yoga. I alone appear within the functions of their mind. This buddhi yoga cannot be obtained at all from any other source, and it does not appear on its own. The statement means that realization of me is given only by me and received only by the devotee. By this bhakti, they attain me. They attain direct association with me. Upayanti. They come near me.
Yes. So very beautiful purport. And it answers a lot of questions, in fact. Many questions that normally, we ask, when we see a devotee, his grace, we say, and we are worshiping and we are, you know, ready to do any menial service for the pleasure of a devotee. Why? Because Krishna is very clearly saying here, I give them. So the recipient, see how powerful is that person who is receiving it. I give Buddhi Yoga to those who are engaged constantly and desirous of association with me. So he is always engaged in devotional service with the desire to achieve association of Supreme Lord. This means that the Lord alone caused Buddhi Yoga. So this bhakti that people have or devotees have, the Lord is the cause of that bhakti. Bhakti is the cause of the bhakti. Very important point to be noted. So, so if you have some love for Supreme Lord, now just think how fortunate we are, because Krishna is clearly saying that this means that the Lord alone is cause of Buddhi Yoga, and I alone appear. Another, statement here. I alone appear within the functions of their mind. This Buddhi Yoga cannot be obtained at all from any other source, and it does not appear on its own. So, mind, right? Mind has so many uh, neti neti, right? Accepting and rejecting. That's the thinking, feeling, and willing is mind. So mind can think, then there will be some feeling about it. Oh, how nice it's going to be, and then the will come. So devotee, their mind is basically always thinking about what can I do? How can I do something so that I can one day receive the association of Supreme Lord? So their mind is working in that way. And that type of thought process, that realization, Krishna is saying, it comes only from me. The statement means that realization of me is given only by me. It's not, it's very nicely, it says there. That statement or this statement means that realization of me is given only by me and received only by the devotee. So it becomes one-to-one relationship between devotee and the Lord. And by this bhakti, they will attain me. And then they will finally have the direct association with me. How more we want. How more we want. Okay. So we'll have some discussion once we are done with the purport of verse 11. So Bina Mataji, if you like to continue or if somebody else wants to continue, please. Let's finish the next verse. It's on your screen.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Please read.
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. To show favor to them situated in their mental functions, I personally extinguish the darkness born of ignorance with the shining lamp of knowledge. Without the functioning of knowledge and other such elements, how can they attain you, and how can they even strive for that goal? All this is not at all necessary. Having the intention of giving them mercy by all means, even without their having to worry about attaining my mercy, since I myself make the endeavor to give them mercy, tesham evanukampardam. I, being situated within the functioning of their intellects, atma bhavastaha, by the lamp of knowledge arising from bhakti, which is beyond the gunas, not sattvic knowledge. Since bhakti alone can reveal me, destroy the darkness from the ignorance in them alone, and not in other persons such as the yogis. I alone, aham eva, do this all on my own. Why should they strive for this purpose? I have already said that I carry the responsibility of their spiritual and material welfare. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. I accept responsibility to supply all their mental, material, and spiritual requirements. These famous 4 verses, which have been narrated, are the essence of all topics in the Gita, removing the misery and producing a complete joy for the jivas. Hare Krishna.
Such a nice, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. These are very nice,
There is,
yeah.
yeah, there is nothing much that I have to explain here. I'm sure uh, it's self-evident and very clear to you. But what I would like to do is that just pick out 1 or 2 points. Everybody will get the opportunity to pick out 1 or 2 points from. I can maybe change the resolution a little bit so that we can have maybe more than or we can have both these pages here. But I would like to hear something from you. See, this answer all of the questions. In fact, any type of uh, doubt that one has is very much answer here. I personally think everything is answered here.
Ye-
There is nothing remaining, right? Krishna is
Yes,
saying that
Prabhuji. That is what.
I personally take care of everything. Very important thing here in verse number 11, Gyani, if you talk to Gyani, they don't think that when Krishna says aham, me and mine, Krishna is talking about himself. They say that Krishna is referring to the Gyan. There's so many interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. So without the functioning of the knowledge, Gyani would think, oh, how you can understand Krishna without elevating your knowledge, without knowing. That's the Gyani says, right? Krishna says, nope, this is not necessary. See here, this is not necessary. I do everything for them. Since they are engaged in process of bhakti, that bhakti act as a lamp of knowledge, being situated within the function of their intellect by the lamp of knowledge arising from the bhakti, right? And this bhakti is beyond, ah, right? Bhakti alone can reveal everything to me or about me. So bhakti alone can reveal about me. Bhaktam Avijanati. So beautiful, beautiful, you know, purport. So I would like to hear 1 or 2 points that you picked up.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, you rightly said, Prabhuji. We can meditate on these purports and these verses as much as we can. These are really, really good verses, and these purports also. Thank you very much sharing the Vishwanath Chakravarti's Prabhuji's commentary here. So, quick point, I connected there. Of course, many are there, but uh, yeah, the sadhakas also, Tushan teacher explained in this purport, as the sadhakas also, they get the satisfaction. It is not like we need to wait until the end. So,
Ah,
so that is interesting. So in this process, it is not like we need to wait until the end of the everything, but in the process itself, we can get that satisfaction. And it is also said, right, the process and destination both are same in the devotional service. So that is one point. Just wanted to share, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Thank you very much. Okay, who will be next? Everybody will have to share. What did you understand? How deep these 4 verses made sense?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hari
Sorry,
Hari Dandavat.
I'm in a slightly noisy place. So from this, I understand that basically uh, devotional service is totally transcendental, and because of that, the Lord takes up all our worries, and He guides us, provided um, the we have some basic faith and we surrender to Krishna. And the knowledge, everything is given to us. The knowledge, even if we don't have any knowledge, but if we are just say accepting the fact that Krishna is the supreme, and we go. But if you don't have knowledge, Krishna gives us the knowledge so that we develop. So the bhakti process is self-sufficient in and independent in itself. That that is a key point, because bhakti process um, uh, is beyond this world, and it is independent in itself.
Very good point. Self-sufficient, huh?
Yeah.
Very good point. Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu. I didn't hear any noise in the background. It was nice. Okay,
Okay.
so who will be next?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandovat. Please go ahead,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Uh, I don't remember the exact verse number, but there was in the previous chapter we learned where Krishna says that, "O Arjun, declare that my devotee
Yeah.
will never perish," right?
Yeah. Arjuna
So,
Partijani Nami Bhakta Parnasati. Yes.
right, that
Yes.
one. So in this verse 11, when here I'm just relating,
Yes, ma'am.
or I can say that, it's affirming again that with the devotion of for a devotee, Krishna takes the personal responsibilities for their well-being, like spiritual and material. So there is no question of perishing anywhere when
Yeah.
we become a devotee.
Yes. So it's very nicely mentioned that Krishna take care of both material and the spiritual growth, right?
Yes,
And
Prabhuji.
that is why one day, sometimes when I tell people, they say that, it doesn't make sense to me. I say, here is the thing, in previous life, maybe I was not able to do the bhakti because maybe I had some, material problem. And I was thinking, what, if somebody will take care of my material problem, maybe, you know, I could do bhakti better. So all of you got this opportunity. Krishna gave you some good education. Suchinam Srimate Gehe, Krishna says in sixth chapter. And you know, women got married to a qualified male. Male got married to a qualified woman. Both of them were devotee of Krishna. And then at some point, uh, bhakti suddenly started coming up. I was wondering, for whatever aspirations I had in my life, and I never knew that I'll be giving my life, and I'm planning to give my life, whatever I have remaining. All I have is only one goal: how can I serve? There is nothing else I have. I might not be that strong at this stage, but the bottom of my understanding is that this life I'm totally going to give it to Krishna. As time will unfold, slowly and slowly, you know, I'll prepare myself. So from where it came, previous life, and then now Krishna put me in that situation where I don't have to worry for roti kapra or makan, they say, right? Food is there, house is there. Don't worry for that. Do bhakti. So all of you now, and I was just talking to one lady. She came to my house, and I was just telling her that all the opulences that Krishna has given, we can use for so many things. But the most intelligent thing would be that you do to engage the resources in devotional process. Little bit compromise, I don't need too much. I don't want to be too much, in my career, in my career or material life. That's okay. If I aspire for that, then I would have not much time to study and know what Shastra is saying. So a little bit compromise and understand the essence. The underlying essence is that whoever is attracted, they're all devotee. And in previous life, they had some complaint. This life Krishna has given them, and if we don't use the most of it, then again we'll have to come back. So yes, very important, very important that we formally be one pointed in Krishna consciousness. Thank you. So both material and spiritual, Krishna is saying that he will take care. Okay, Vaskar Prabhu, please go ahead. You want to say something?
So what I understood was like as
Yeah.
long as your bhakti is very pure and you are in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will give you that the pure bhakti, even though like you are not advanced or you are not very scholar level, he will take care of you.
Mm,
He'll give you that bhakti. So
yes.
because in ISKCON like there are like some are like very scholars and some are like very good in their scriptures and everything. But if you have like a pure devotional service, you don't need to worry about it. Krishna will take care of it.
Yes. So there are two things. So here, knowledge is referred to jnani, and jnani think that by the process of analytical study, they will understand the Lord. So that type of gyan is being rejected. But the knowledge that we are talking about, or the gyan, I mean, when we are talking about Bhakti Shastri or these courses, we are also talking about some degree of knowledge. But this knowledge is not separate. This knowledge is to enhance our mood for devotion. So this is just the subsidiary or auxiliary type of item which is going to promote our bhakti. So like a study Srimad Bhagavatam or Prabhupada wrote purport, those are bhakti shastra, those are not gyan shastra. And by studying Srila Prabhupada's shastra, studying Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur purport, we intense our devotion. Oh, I'm not this body, you know, I'm not uh, this male or female, all of this. So it helps us intense our bhakti. So this gyan here that is talking about, this gyan that we are seeing here is for the gyani. But for bhakti, that we also have to have some gyan. If we don't have the gyan, some knowledge, then we will never intensify our bhakti. So just wanted to a little bit make it clear that we are not, gyani. We are bhakta. And knowledge that we acquire, that knowledge is to enhance our mood or love for Krishna. But good point. Okay. Thank you, Bhaskar Prabhu, for talking. Who would like to go next?
I
Everybody will
will,
have to talk something. Yes.
I will go, Prabhuji. So I want to connect this 10 and 11 verses with the previous
Yes.
chapter.
Uh-huh.
Like Krishna forgives devotees whoever do mistakes. So I understand from here that he says in the ninth chapter that he will forgive even though his devotees make mistake. And here he gives the intelligence to not to do those mistake and give, if we have a faith and constantly engage in his service, then he will then our ignorance will be removed and we don't do any other mistake. That's
Mm,
what my understanding
yes,
from
you're
this
right.
page.
You're right. So, yes, yes. So this is simultaneous process, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. I'm finding that you are uh, really taking it serious and understanding nicely. I can, whenever you say something, I can understand where it's coming from. Thank you so much. Very nice. Okay, Hare Krishna. Who will be next?
I can go next, Prabhuji, if
Please
or
go
am
ahead. Yes, please
okay.
go ahead.
I really like purport 10 where he's Krishna says that he appears, yeah, it's on the screen. He appears within the hearts of those that constantly desire to be with me and worship me with great love. By
Uh-huh.
their appearance in their heart, they attain my direct association. I think this emphasizes like the importance of associating with devotees because um devotee, especially devotees that are, really worshiping and always remembering Krishna like you, like just by associating with them, it can you can go to a higher level of spirituality or be inspired to, by their bhakti. So I think this really goes back to the association with importance of association with devotees, and always also to always remember Krishna so that he can enter your heart.
Very good point. Very beautiful point you made. So even if you don't have anything, you just go and associate with devotee, you know, since their heart carry bhakti, talking to them, you know, uh, they will touch your body, they will hug you, they will be nice with you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. All of that. A person who is serious for Krishna consciousness is giving you Krishna. We don't know this thing. Kali Yuga Sangha Shakti. The real strength is association of devotee. Everybody carries some bhakti. And when we come together, little bit, if you put together, it becomes huge. So that is why most of the time you will see that when we come together, you will feel uplifted. You will feel a little bit different than normally, you know, when one or two persons are together. So association completely uplift. And everybody, the speaker, the hearer, and the person who is inquiring about it, all of them get benefited, extremely benefited. So that is why even somebody who is regularly coming to temple, just regularly coming on every Sunday, they will come, they will just do something little bit here and there and associate with devotee, listen class, be part of something. They are extremely powerful because they are connecting with devotees, some of the personalities who are lovers of Krishna. They are carrying Krishna in their heart. They are hankering. Their future plans are how. And if you serve and engage with those people, you get extreme benefit. That is why they say that please give your association. Bhakta goes and give their association wherever we can go. If you are lovers of Krishna, you are injecting bhakti just by simple talking. Very beautiful point. Very beautiful point you mentioned. Appreciate that. Thank you. Now we have Mataji here, or she left? Klaudri Radhika Mataji, please share some light on on this
Yeah,
topic.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dandavad.
So we are always reading the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, but reading these four verses by, I feel like here in all these forces, I mean, four verses, the meaning is for practicing devotees, right? So this is like
Mm,
how they understand
that's a
Krishna and
beautiful
in
point.
what way, like they develop attachment for even, in the process of bhakti and doing their services. So
Mm.
yeah, these are the points, and most of the points are covered by other devotees.
Thank you so
So
much, Mataji. Yes,
yes,
you made a very good point. So Mataji is saying that these four set of verses for a practitioner. So we also have, some doubt, right? Oh, I'm doing right or wrong, where I'm going, how much should I dedicate? If my husband get initiated, then he's going to be leaving me. He's going to be, not taking care of me. All of that, no question comes. Oh, it's okay to do a little bit bhakti, but I see that he's day night always, after being Krishna conscious. So this fourth set of verses will answer all of those questions. Don't worry. Throw your fire as much as you can and invest yourself in Krishna consciousness. There is no loss. There is no loss at all in this process. No loss, no loss at all. So, with that, I would like to stop sharing the screen and we'll switch to PowerPoint. But anybody has any other questions or realization or anything? But let me appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for sharing your understanding. All of you made excellent points, very unique points, very deep points, and I really liked it. So please continue doing it. That's how we learn. That's how we learn. So thank you so much. Let me go back to PowerPoint presentation, but I would like to hear if there is anything that anybody has out of
Prabhuji,
this. Yes,
I was
Prabhuji,
trying
please.
to meditate because Radhashmi is coming next week. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, how does these set of verses relate to Srimati Radharani? Because she is Bhakti Devi.
Uh-huh.
So when Krishna says that Desham Sadata Yuktam, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, and all those things. So it is basically the Radha aspect of Krishna which is giving us that kind of a devotion. Uh,
Once again, what was the last statement, Prabhuji?
can we assume that yeah, because Radha Krishna is one, so it is the Radha aspect who is giving us the devotional
Yeah,
devotion.
very
When
good point. Very good point. Yes. So you can definitely say that the first statement is uh that when Krishna is saying that Srimati Radharani is saying the same thing, right? Because
yeah,
because
yeah,
because they are non-different. They are
right.
they are non-different. Whatever Krishna is saying, for sure, that's also coming from Srimati Radharani, right? Because they are the same personality,
Yeah,
not
and
difference at
especially,
all. That's one
and especially,
point.
yes, yes,
Yeah. And second point is that Srimati Radharani may help us to if we have desire to engage in devotional service, Srimati Radharani may help us to be on this process. Matchita madgata prana bodhyanta parasparam kathyanta samam nityam tusyanti cha ramanti cha. Srimati Radharani may give us this type of firm conviction, so that we'll beg, we'll pray, Mother Srimati Radharani, please give me this fire, so that all the time I'm engaged in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this statement is also as good as coming from Radharani. None different. They're the same personality. But you were making some other points, Prabhuji. Sorry. Please go ahead. I think you were saying something else. Manohar Prabhu. Okay, so Manohar Prabhu is out. Maybe there is some internet issue. But what he asked. So we were saying something else. You want to say?
Basically, I'm trying to relate this to 9:13. Mahatmanas to Mam Partha. Devim Prakritim Prasthita. So maybe, I mean, because Radharani is the Bhakti Devi. She Devi. She's the Devi Prakriti, in charge of Devi Prakriti. So she's giving us. We are at His mercy. I mean, this kind of devotion, which is very close to Raganuga Bhakti, as in the purport it is given. Raganuga and Prema stage. So we are. This can be only provided by Radharani and nobody else, right?
So this can be only. What was the last statement?
I mean, because it is we this kind of stage which is defined is, I think, somewhere mentioned in the purport. It is Raganuga Bhakti is close to the Prema Bhakti. So that this prema of Krishna can only be provided by Radharani, because
by mercy of Srimati Radharani.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So by mercy of Srimati Radharani. But here is the thing. So we'll study about that in Nectar of Devotion, that bhakti has stages, right? And in the very beginning stage, when we have Shraddha, when we come to association of the devotee and have Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and we are doing Anartha Nivritti, these are applicable also at that stage too. So at lower stage also it's applicable. And that lower stage, Je Jathamam Prapadante, Tam Sathame Bhajameham, Krishna says, Bhajameham, whatever degree one surrender, in that degree I award. So in the beginning stage, if you have more or serious surrender in that process, then you will elevate faster. You'll realize Krishna consciousness very quickly. But it acts at each stage. But at the very higher stage, for sure, when it becomes very, very concentrated, and after Nishtha, Raganuga Bhakti comes, when one has firm faith. Now there is no doubt, all the illusion has gone. One does not have offensive mentality. That definitely is the mercy of Srimati Radharani. Just the mercy of Srimati Radharani that one is able to come to that stage. And also, when we are engaged in the process of devotional service, we are receiving the mercy of Srimati Radharani. But how intensely we are engaged, that's how she is going to, award us. But yes, so some of these verses you can very nicely talk in reference to Srimati Radharani also, Prabhuji. Very good point. Anybody would like to share anything? So we'll just go through the next set of verses. So from here now, Arjun is going to accept Krishna's supreme position. So now he is not going to be asking the type of questions that he was asking in second, third, and fourth chapter. Okay, tell me this, tell me that. Now he is going to accept So very first verse, after hearing these four verses, he's saying, Pram Brahma Pram Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Bhavan matlab, Bhavan is up. You are Bhavan. Pavitram Paramam. You are purest. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. This is Sanskrit. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhu. So this is the verse that you can also sometimes cite when you are giving class for Janmashtami. This is very beautiful verse where uh, they think and we think, oh, Krishna has taken birth like ordinary people. So what Arjun is saying that Param Brahma, absolute truth, you are the supreme Brahman and Param Dham, ultimate abode, ultimate abode. So now, you know, there are different abodes, right? People who are Shakam Karmi, they are going to the heavenly planet. People who are worshipping their forefathers, they go to planets of forefathers. People who are Jnani or Paramatma, they go to Brahman realization. And all the way in the back, people who are engaged in sense enjoyment, in sensual pleasure, they are coming and going. Punarapi janmam, punarapi maranam. They are taking birth, they are dying, they are taking birth and dying. So there are so many destinations. Somebody goes to, you know, if you talk about Bakuntha, so many soul, they go to abode of Lord Ramchandraji, Shaket Dham, Narsimha's abode. There's so many, even Lord has so many form. And worshipper goes to those abode. Why I'm saying that? Because we have to understand the deeper meaning of Paramdham. By knowing this, we will know what we are after. And for that type of deal, if there is little bit sacrifice, little bit tapasya, bhakti, we have to do some tapasya. Don't think that it's it's not a tapasya. And tapasya of giving the time to study shastra, giving the time to do some service. Those are tapasya. Those are great tapasya, right? So why I'm talking about sacrifices? Because there are some goals, right? But Krishna is the param goal, and Arjun is declaring here that you are the absolute supreme personality, and you are the ultimate abode, and you are the purest, pavitram, paramam, paramam, purest. So pavitram is already superlative degree, and paramam is also superlative degree. So paramam pavitram, you know, something is there, something is there. So out of all thing that is in the pure form, you are the purest of the pure. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. And Shashvatam and Divyam. Divyam here is transcendental, Divya, and Shashvatam is eternal. So you are eternal and transcendental personality. Adi Devam Ajam Vibhu. And you are Adi Devam, Adyam Purana Purusham Navayonam Cha. Vedeshu Durlabh Adurlabhu Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So you are Adi Purana Purusham Navayonam Cha. 16 years old youth, our dear Lord. But he is Adi Purana Purusham, but never gets older than 16 years. Youth. but he's older, fathers of all the fathers. So Adi Devam, you are the original Lord. And Ajam, Ajam means unborn, and Bhum means greater or greatest. So greater than all the great thing that is there. So see how nicely Arjun is at this verse is accepting that you are supreme person, supreme abode, purest of all the pure thing, and you are eternal. You are uh, you are transcendental Purusha. You are Adi Devam, original Lord, and you never take birth. And Bhum, you are greatest of all the greater thing. So that's what the supreme Lord Sri Krishna is. Ahus Tvam Rashaya Sharve Deva Rishir Narad Naradash Narad Adish Tatha Ashito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Here is a beautiful, beautiful verse. This is beautiful, extremely beautiful. Arjun is saying that all the great sages, such as Deva Rishi, Narad, and Ashita, and Devala, and Vyash, Asit Devalo Vyasa, all of them have confirmed this truth about you. Now, you yourself are declaring that to me. So somebody asked, right? And here is the, you know, misconnect. When we call Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they think in all the Hare Krishna people, they are saying Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we are saying what Shastra is saying, right? Most of the issues that arise, in modern society is lack of knowledge. They they never ever spend time studying Shastra, knowing what is presented in the Shastra. Never. The knowledge of math, knowledge of physics, knowledge of chemistry, or so-called STEM, that we can call it science, technology, engineering, and math, having whole life spent studying those things. And I think Krishna is like this. I think, and so many stupid people, I'm being recorded, but I have no worry. They are making a statement about Sanatan Dharma and about our Lord Ram. And do they have any idea what they are doing? They have no idea. They are completely foolish people. Completely foolish people. But they have independent will and they will do damage. And Krishna will let that happen. If you have a desire to go to hell, go hell. I mean, I have created, hellish planet, and I have created this, Bhumandala, and then I have created, uh, heavenly planet, Bhuarloka, Maharloka, Swargaloka, Taplok, all of that I have created, seven up, seven down. So you go wherever you want to do because that's your independent. But do we really want to be like that? When question comes, when people ask, why to be a spiritual? See here, that's so. So we have to preach. It's very important that we preach, 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 and and inspire people to study Shastra, inspire people to uh, pick up the Bhagavad Gita book and open one of the verse and read the purport and translation of that verse. Because by reading that, their mind will be, very much attacked by all the illusions that they have, and they will be cleaning their, whenever we study something, it has multiple impact on our consciousness. It stays longer. It makes some, strong impact. So bhakti shastri courses or anything like that, whenever you are in discussion with uh, somebody from outside, knowing the level of their engagement, you for sure you have to engage, but slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, take one to that point where they have taste to study Shastra. And once that taste will come, and they will start, if they have knowledge for the Sanskrit, or they have some taste, something that can take them to Shastra, 100% that person will be very, very staunch devotee, or that person will change very quickly. Hearing works for sure. Hearing works, but engaging in devotional service, letting somebody read Shastra, those are very proven means to change the consciousness of the people. And then at some point, when they will read this verse that we're just looking at, they will say, who am I? Who am I? All the great sages. An example is given when we are saying all the great sages. Vasisht Muni is there, and every other sages that you can call, they are there. Some examples are given, such as Narad, Ashita, Deval, and Vyas. They have they have accepted this truth. What is that truth that they have accepted? My dear Lord, Pram Brahma, Pram Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shasutam Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. You are supreme abode, the supreme personality, the purest of all the pure thing that exists, eternal, transcendental, original, unborn, and greatest. So you accept it, everybody will accept it, because the Mahajano Janagate se Pantha, the great Acharyas have accepted it. So they have accepted it. That's the that's the basis, right? Mahajanojana se pantha. I don't have that form faith, right? I don't have that deeper understanding. I'm not very advanced in Krishna consciousness, but Prabhupada knew it. Bhakti Swami Maharaj knew it. Other Acharya knew it. And they have done it. I just want to do it. I just want to do it. So these are very powerful verses. And I wanted to dwell a little bit more and talk about these. And then you will see from here, Krishna will suddenly change the context, and then he will start appreciating that no one knows you, no only know, only you know yourself. Please tell me more about yourself. There is no satiation. No, after hearing, or I'm not going to be satisfied by hearing about you. Your name, form, quality, and pastime, so releasing that I always want to hear. There is no satiation. So please tell me, and then he will make a request that I would like to know more about your other opulences. Okay, so that's how this chapter will progress. But I would like to give a pause and hear from you any feedback, any comment, anything that you like so far, anything that you have before we adjourn. If you have any questions, anything like that, uh, or comment also is welcome. You can stay here for a minute or two and then we adjourn.
Prabhuji, you spent a lot of time on these 4 verses, 5 verses, and that's so. For Bhakti Shastri, we'll study this 5 verses, memorize them. That is the goal.
Yeah, all the star verses. Yes, all 4 verses
Right.
should be memorized. Yes, it's very
Okay.
easy verse. I mean,
Yeah,
not
I think
that
most devotees already remember.
right.
Most,
I think most of you already know this verse. Yes.
yeah, and then coming from the Sambandh, Prayojan, and
Avidya.
Abhideya, that standpoint also we have to understand, right? How.
Yes. Yes. So if it's essence verses, that's very good point that you ask. If it's essential verses and it presents the essence of Bhagavad Gita, then it has to cover these 3 things. Same thing in Bhagavatam also, there are 4 essential verses in second canto, right?
Right, right.
And then those verses also have Sambandha, Avidya, and Pariyojana. So you're right. It has to, that's why these 3 verses are called Chatusloki verse, because it presents in a very concise form these 3 essential Vedic teaching.
do you mind just touching on that a little bit? I mean, I'm sorry, last moment.
Yeah.
But Sambandh is the relationship, uh,
Avidya
Prayojan
is the
is,
process and
yeah.
Pariyojana is the goal. So, so what you would like to know? Like little bit explanation of what is this?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Just to,
So Sambandha, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karan Karanam, Mama Yansa Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So Krishna is eternal father. Krishna is, Param Purush, and he is our eternal father. But in order for one to realize that, one has the process that's given. Krishna says that only through the process of bhakti, one can know him. So what is the abhidya? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dashyam, Shakyam, Atmanivedanam. This is avidya. And these nine steps or 9 elements have been further expanded by Sri Rupa Goswami. And then he gave that as a 64 anga. So these 64 angas are angas of bhakti, like hearing, chanting, associating with each other, reading, books about um, Krishna, going to holy places, deity worship. All of that is part of abhidhya. It's all bhakti, devotional service. Bhakti is abhidhya. It's process. The limbs that we follow, it's abhidhya. And then what is the Pariyojan? Pariyojan is Krishna Prema Pum Artho Mahan. The highest most Pariyojana is having love for Supreme Lord. That's our highest Pariyojana. But we have some love and we are on that process. We don't have the highest most love. So Pariyojana is that purification. Pariyojana is that clarity of the thought process. Pariyojana is that having more faith in Krishna consciousness. Pariyojana is that we become humble. Pariyojana is that our external achievement that we have, this person, that person, all of that is gone. Jivara Sarupaya Nitara Krishna Das. We are now coming to the stage where we are just trying to think that I am the servant of all the living beings. These are the Pariyojan. So some Pariyojana has already with us, some it has to come, but slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, when all the divine quality comes into a person becomes divine. Right? So when I know we are in the mode of ignorance, we improve and come to the mode of passion. And then we come to mode of goodness. These are all different degree of qualities, pattern of behaviors, right? And by looking at the pattern of behavior, you can say somebody is in the ignorance or in the passion or in the goodness. But slowly and slowly, but everybody is advancing. If one is engaged in the avidya, then slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly will come out. And then in Shuddha Sattva, become fully, perfectly situated in loving devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So that's the Prayojan. That's the Prayojan. So these verses are basically in concise form saying Sambandha, verse number 8. Abhidheya, Machita Madgata Prana is Abhidheya. And then Krishna says that I get inside their heart and dwell all, remove all the darkness and, you know, through the light of knowledge. And then that person is firmly situated in pure devotional service. That's Pariyojana. So bhakti is avidya. Like this class is avidya. Hearing about Krishna is avidya. I'm sure you are going somewhere in a car, either participate in something. That driving is avidya. If you are doing something for Krishna.
yeah. I volunteer hearing some devotee in the farmers
Yeah,
market.
that's what I'm saying. That's whole thing is avidya.
Yeah, so the acronym SAP, SAP. I'm
Yeah,
thinking we have to sap out the nectar from Gita by
yeah.
Sambandh
It's
Avidya Prayojan.
constant, study, keep on studying. That's very important. Again and again, same thing again and again, again and again, again and again. And the thing is that you never feel tired.
Right.
The more we read, the more we release, the more we progress. Let people do whatever they are doing, let them think whatever they are thinking. you yourself just give this life to devotional service. That's the what is my topmost desire. My dear Lord, my desire is that I'm not there right now, but I'm begging you. I'm touching your feet. Kindly, kindly, kindly engage me in your devotional service.
Jai.
Please, please, please let me. I know, I know I'm safe, but I don't have that strength. That's the prayer, begging. Krishna Balram, Radha Shyam Sundar. Please accept me. I don't want anything. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim. Kavita va jagadis kamaye. Mam janmani janmani ishware. Avatad bhakti yahi to kitoi.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. So with that, I would like to adjourn here and see you all next Saturday. Dandot pranams to everybody. Please, if you are living in St. Louis, tomorrow we have Bhagavatam class. His Grace Anutama Prabhu is here. So please come in the morning at 7:30 and we'll meet in temple. Thank you so much. Dandot pranam. Vanchkal patarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyayavasya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shambal Bhakta Vrinde ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol
Thank you.
everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
Thank you.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Hare
you,
Dandovat.
Prabhuji. Hare
Dandovat.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Dandovat.
Namaste.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandovat.
Thank
Hare
you,
Bol.
Prabhu.
Dandavad.